Look, Christian is one forceful player. He'll always uh, put the opposition defenders, under pressure all the time, especially when he has the ball. He's not afraid of taking people on. You know, yes, I think today he did not have one of the, like he was not at his best. When you look at the turnovers that we had, you know, that he could have given us that advantage. At one stage, we had about 4v2, about 4 or 5 times with those break attacks. And we're not just in terms of decision making, get the ball in the right areas. The player that can be able now to take the opportunity, and then we ended up allowing them to have numbers to defend, because of decision making. But we keep on working on these things. We never want to stop. This is football, as I said. And when you look at him, he's one positive player. He never stopped running. And yes, you're right. When it comes to pressing, sometimes he finds himself in wrong areas when we're defending. Why? Because he's more of an offensive player. If you remember where he comes from, he was more like a target man. So with us, we playing with strikers that can become, number tens. So at some point, we want him to drop into the pockets so that we cause a little bit of confusion. And this is how we actually create a lot of chances. It's just that we don't take them. But when you look at the way they create the space, the way they hold the ball, how many times do at one stage was in a position to score, facing the keeper, maybe first touch, maybe let him down, Keegan and Christian himself. So we'll keep on working on this. On such, we'll never give up on them. Like I said, and remember, we are a work in progress. As a team, we're getting closer. What was key for us today was to grind the results.
Thank you. Coach Mazala from SABC Sport. The killer instincts that you always talk about, is it something that needs pre-season and a longer duration to work through it, and maybe even reinforcements, or you have a different idea about it? And also, drawing attention to the fact that Stellenbosch beat you twice last season, but you completed the double over this season. Is that a sign also of the progress that you are making as a team?
Yeah, thank you so much, big man. Yeah, if you look at where we come from, from the beginning of the season, we've been chopping and changing. We remember we started with Karma. We had Karma at some point as a top man before Christian, came on board, and Caleb also came when we had already started, the season, and we were always looking for combinations. And sometimes you'll never understand, because when you're looking for combinations, it's always difficult when certain players or some players they come when we're already, under pressure, because they are also expected to come and deliver, and they still have to understand the culture and the environment and settle. So it's not easy, more especially in a team of Kaiser Chiefs caliber, where we are expected to perform week in, week out. So, and injuries as well, where when some of the players on song are doing well, and then it's either if they are not suspended, then it's because of injuries. So we had a very very difficult season. For me, I think this is the worst season ever since I've been here at Kaizer Chiefs. Even before, when I was assistant, and even before, I was still with the development. I don't think any other coach has been in the situation that we are in at the moment. Myself, Shepi, and the rest of the technical team. We've had so many challenges. And having said that, I think I must also still, commend the players that came in, especially under pressure, when those that were still trying to build a team or have the core around, and bring in other players, knowing that this is the identity. So it made our life very, very difficult when it comes to that.
Thank you.
The Sterling's, yeah, look, it's always good. Though we knew it was never going to be an easy game. They've been doing very well. They've been grinding results home and away, and they're a good team. You must have seen also today. It's just that with us, the plan we had was to unsettle them early, force them to make mistakes, because like any other team, they also have their own weaknesses. So we wanted to capitalize on that, and they allowed us, to capitalize on that. But we could have been like clinical to kill the game off. Like as I said, we should have scored more, more goals today.
Coach Lorenzo from University fans, they say winning breeds confidence, five straight wins. You can obviously see that some players are growing in confidence in the starting eleven. In the first half, we saw them knocking the ball around with bigger and intention. But players like Zwane and Duduzi Shabalala, what's your message to them after the game? Because at one point they seem a little bit complacent, the Kawhi passes, and is that something that you emphasizing for them to do?
Yeah, look, when you are working on something, you'll always have youngsters that are playing football with instinct, rather than maybe understanding the structure, because everything is about the structure at this level. And yes, as soon as they get excited, sometimes they become, loose because of what they hear from the stands, and then they think, it's easy, and then they end up losing our structure. And then that's when we come in, just to remind them, that these people are one man down. Let's murder them. Let's bury them. Uh, as they grow and develop, remember they are still in the process of development. In South Africa, players, I think they mature at the age of 26, 27. Very few that you see them, excelling at the age of 20, 21. They still need a lot of, guidance, and also, play them with people who are experienced, players who are experienced around. And that is why we have players like Keegan around, more especially on the field. As long as he's there, remember, he's been in France, he's been part and parcel of the national team. So otherwise, if you're not going to have a spine where you have leaders, maybe as a front man, and then in the middle, goalkeeper, and one central defender, then you're going to have a problem, because you need people who can lead these youngsters while we're also trying to, to build, identity. So with them, obviously, we've got that advantage of they've been in the development. And that is why with Samgelo, you see glimpses of him getting the ball at the right, areas, dangerous areas where we can be able to hit, people. And with players like Sitebe, sometimes Yusuf, you still see a little bit of instinct here and there, and you understand why. When the results are not forthcoming, we want to win the game at all costs. We end up losing the structure. So what is key right now is to grind the results. And as long as we're grinding the results, as time goes on now, the structure will be visible. Everyone will see this how Kaizer Chiefs play, because it builds the confidence of the team as well. So in the past, it's been like a roller coaster where it's been ups and downs. We're under pressure, and we never, even now, we're still under pressure. The next game we have to win, because we're Kaizer Chiefs. But I'm sure most of us must have seen the potential and the quality young Samgelo possesses, and also Mtutuzi, and many other players today. It's just that is that lapse of concentration. And as I said, why we coaches, at one stage I was a player. At one stage I made mistakes that were very, very critical, that costed the team, and I've learned from those. And now it's my turn to guide these players and make them aware, and they will grow in stature as time goes on.
Thank you. We are about to close.
Colin Hunt, Josie. Coach, I just want to find out something. Please let us into what happened in the changing room when players comes into the pitch flat, whilst they left the pitch on a top note, as in 2-0 up, coming back a bit flat. And also just to find out, if we are 2 men up, how do we have the numbers balanced? We find 4 defenders marking one person, and all of them do not communicate to a point that any ball that drops, it's like one wants, all of them are chasing shadows to say, where's the ball? Twice it happened that this guys get so confused. Is that a mental game? I don't understand. That's really mathematics.
I think you've answered for me. It's mental. It's mental with us. Remember, you look at a team like Sterling's, how they've been scoring their goals. They've got very quick players. And obviously, we didn't want to create space behind. And we also didn't want to allow them to have the ball or enough time on the ball, just in the pockets, because they're dangerous. They've got quality players who are dangerous on the ball, more especially if you give them time and space. And as they get closer to the goals, anything can happen. So if there's one thing that we did right today, was not to allow them to get closer to the goals where they can have shots at goals. But what we did not do right, as you said, communication at the back was very, very poor. It could have been better. We nearly brought them back into the game because of that, and we could have just easily, collected the ball and then start the build up again. So I hope we'll learn from that. And to answer you when it comes to keeping the 4 defenders, once you're playing against a team like Sterling's and you allow gaps, they'll punish you. At one stage we wanted to sacrifice one central defender, but at some point it was going to give us a 1v1 situation. And they were already doing that because they've got very nippy and quick players on the ball who are also smart when they have the ball. So we didn't want to allow any spaces, because once you think you can match them pound for pound, you give them that space and they will punish you. And that's how they've been scoring their goals, because of the quality that they have.
The last question.
Coach, need quality. Coach Tony,
Yes.
you've masterminded Kaizer Chiefs best win against the Leeds. I'm sure this will go into the history books and the bookshelf. I just want to find out from you, are you on cloud 9 that the first coach to beat Leeds?
Look, not really. This is a game of football where you try by all means to win every game. Though we knew that it was, having said that earlier on, that it was never going to be easy for us. Sterling's, they've been doing very well. They've been winning games home and away. They're a difficult team to play against because they've got hard runners and also highly technical players, and who are very, very good also in seeing the right moments and capitalizing on that. And you look at Rangers from SuperSport's been scoring goals left, right, and center with the help of many good midfielders. And having said that, we were lucky not to concede in the dying minutes, because of they're very, very sharp. They gave us, a run for our money. It was not easy. They could have easily, capitalized, and the score could have ended 2-2, because they're a good team. And we just came back a different team second half. I don't know why. I remember, alerting the players that we're not going to drop the tempo. Let's put them more under pressure. Let's force them to make more mistakes and capitalize on that, because they're going to get tired, The altitude also can play in our favor because they travel from, the more we put them under pressure, and then they'll slow down a little bit. But instead, it was us, who allowed them now to gain the momentum, and they nearly punished us. Why? Also because of the quality that they have. So we want to win every game we play. And I have so much respect for Coach Steve Barker and his team. But we were lucky at some point, not to concede in the time minutes.
Just a quick one. Quick.
Yes. Coach, looking at the log, you SuperSport imparted on Coach Point, which means it's going to be talk in the last 6 matches. Your thoughts on that, and also anything to say for Sundowns who have now won the league?
Yeah, I would say congrats to them. They've done very well. They've been playing good football. They've done well. I think it's a challenge for everyone, to take our game to another level. And as I said, us, we are a work in progress, and we are growing. We are getting better and better. And as time goes on, we will be a different team. We'll also be a different team to play against, or difficult team to play against. And yeah, well done to Sundowns. With us, we take one game at a time.
5 on the trot. We meet right here next week, 20 hours against Marumo Gallants. Good night, Coach. Congratulations.
Thank you.